Hello everybody and welcome to a Vivify review of Touhou Genso Wanderer Reloaded. Genso Wanderer keeps things simple, but by no means is this a bad thing. Let's start with the dungeons and movement controls. In almost all 2.5D dungeon crawlers, the dungeons themselves are grid based, and this is no different for Genso Wanderer. The difference is that movement is never an issue. You can move in 8 directions but have the option of staying on your square and rotating yourself without worry of moving around like a maniac. At the same time, you can also restrict yourself to diagonal only movement. There is also the I-dash control scheme, which speed dashes you to the closest item, branching path or warp circle, depending on where you want to move. Gone are the annoying moments of walking down long corridors, which we're used to. Enough about the movements, let's get on to what you can see and hear. The animation is incredibly kawaii! Excuse me. The animation is incredibly cute and impressively smooth. A few times I just stood there admiring the different enemy types and designs while looking at the absurd weapons my character was holding to attack them with. The dungeons themselves do lack a little something special to make them unique, but they are still easy to tell apart. The voice acting is incredibly well done, so full credit goes to you voice actors. You do get the irritatingly high-pitched bubbly characters, but that just comes to personal preference if they annoy you or not. For me, they definitely do. The characters themselves have a wide variety of personality and are all hilarious in their own way. Some dialogue will tickle your funny bone and then swing around and tickle your little footsies. The music is what you would expect from any Touhou game. Amazing. All tracks stand out and will get you tapping your toes while slaughtering some cute yokai. Speaking of slaughter, the combat isn't the greatest thing ever, but again is simple but still well balanced. It's never an issue but does leave me wanting more from it. This could be a case of giving the melee weapons their own skills instead of just the characters having their 4 unique skills each. The skills do give you a reason to try out all the different characters you can unlock, but this shouldn't be the only reason. Adding elemental strengths and weaknesses could be another addition to the combat system. Water yokai shouldn't take the same amount of damage from water attacks as fire yokai do. Characters level up separately from equipment, which is fine, but if you leave or complete a dungeon, your character resets to level 1. This can make the game incredibly grindy for those not used to the genre. I can see this being a big turn off for people, but personally I don't mind it. There are sage trials, which are a good way to test your abilities but are completely optional. The downside to these trials is you cannot go in with any items that you have previously unlocked, and that means you are completely at the game's mercy when it comes to the item spawns, as you desperately need food to drop during these trials due to your tummy meter. Once it depletes, it's pretty much game over. Also, relax with the floor traps. The worst I had it was in the radius of 10 steps I get hit by 5 negative effects. All things considered, I would be giving Touhou Genso Wanderer Reloaded a 7.5 out of 10. It's a decent game, but there are a few too many gripes I have which stops it getting a higher rating. Make the game a little bit more complex so strategy is needed during battles and the rating will shoot up. Oh, and more space for items, please!